It's me, Sean Capri. I'm glad you're here because you're listening to the most horse-powerful podcast on the internet. It's the Xbox Drive. I'm on a Skype call with my friend Ryan Turford. He's a meteorologist on the Moose, and on our journey today, we didn't play enough games this year, and I'm kind of regretting it. So let's talk about it right here on the Xbox Drive.
No power greater than X.
Hello, Sean Capri.
Ryan Turford, I got a little excited with that intro. I kind of jumped up at the camera and kind of forgot my foot hurts, and
Oh, no.
I'm regretting that big time right now, dude. Oh my gosh, that was a mistake.
It's like that time on stream today where you forgot that we still had the stand and sit command still on the stream that people could redeem those channel points for.
Yep. I was standing for a little bit. I think it was Matt who did that to me, actually.
It was.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Matt.
And then as soon as you mentioned, he's like, oh no, what have I done?
All good. All good. Look, I did it to myself. It's all fine. We're here. We get to talk about Xbox. I've been talking about PlayStation and Nintendo all day. It's Spider Wonder Day, Ryan, but finally we're home. We're back. And it's all good.
Did you even really leave your home today, Sean? I don't really think you went anywhere.
Not even a little bit. I've been basically in this room since 8 a.m. I just had a little bit of dinner. It was very good. I think I've had, about a half an hour. I had 2 bowls of pasta. Ryan.
Pasta.
Yep.
As Mario would say, Sean, it's pasta.
Mario would say, I had some mushrooms in my pasta. I don't know what's going on. We're in for a weird show because we just wrapped a 12-hour subathon over at twitch.tv/carpoolgaming live, man. It's been a good day, a lot of video games, and somehow kind of just want to keep playing video games, dude.
It's true. In fact, on my lunch break tonight at work, I jammed some more Mario Wonder in, and man, I kind of wish I could just keep playing this game. And
this game is very good. Very good.
It is what it is. It is what it is, Sean.
Yeah,
because
we'll just do the podcast, I guess.
Just do the podcast. We should probably get into it because we don't want a long show tonight. So let's clean the garage a little bit. So folks at home, if you want to support us, there's a number of awesome ways you can do that. Number one, if you're watching the live stream right now, right, youtube.com/carpoolgaming, of course, hit that like button, smash kick that subscribe button, and let us know in the comments below what games you missed out on in 2023. We would love to hear from y'all. Also, if you're listening on audio feeds, don't forget to rate us if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and also press that subscribe button already as well if you haven't hit it already, because what are you doing? You want that feed to auto update every week. Of course you want to subscribe to us because we're awesome like that. Please. Also, if you want one big podcast feed with the entire Carpool Gaming cinematic universe on one feed, or some exclusive content, you can head on over to our patreon.com/carpoolgaming, just like Star Athena did over at the exclusive tier. Of course, Sean, we have decided from now on we are going to be doing a Patreon shout out on every episode where we will be shouting out one patron every single episode that will be chosen at random. And tonight was Star Athena's turn. So of course, be like Star Athena. Check out that exclusive content on our Patreon, patreon.com/carpoolgaming. And then last but not least, Sean, I have to mention Extra Life is in 2 weeks. Can you believe it?
What in the crap, dude? I was just looking up. Star Athena joined in April, so we got like 5-6 months already. Holy crap. Thank you, Star Athena. Extra Life coming up, dude. We've got amazing prizes. Ryan, can I tell you something? We're going to give away a keyboard at Extra Life. Did you know that? An Extra Life exclusive keyboard. We're going to give a Starfield controller. We're actually going to give away 2 of them. Yeah.
This one right there.
And this one, actually, I've already boxed it up. It used to be behind me. No, it is right there. There it is. I haven't boxed it. It's right here. We're going to give that one away too, which is very exciting. Tons of giveaways, more to announce, Ryan, but I will be on a train from Toronto to Rome, New York for 7.5 hours. And I'm so excited about it too. It's basically next weekend. It's here.
So much so that all day today you've been telling people it's next weekend.
Next weekend. It basically is. It's in 10 days. I'm heading down there, and I'll be there with Seth. I'll be there with Amanda. We're going to be playing games on 86-inch 4K screens, dude. Kevin's going to be there. It's going to be incredible. I'm going to love it.
That's ridiculous. 86-inch TVs.
Yeah, we're gonna be like 2 inches away from it. Just gonna be like looking all over. We're gonna be playing all the games.
You're not even gonna be able to see like half that screen.
You won't be able to fall asleep. I'll tell you that much, Ryan.
That's not true. People will still find a way.
That's probably
TPR will find a way, Sean, to go to sleep.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yes.
People should support ahead of time. That would be great. We'll get the fundraising rolling. I believe the links are in the show notes. But of course, big fundraising day coming up. Now that the subathon is done, now that Spider Wonder is behind us, which is crazy, you guys are gonna see a much bigger push, I think, for Extra Life, and the timing couldn't be more perfect, Ryan. The time now, it's happening. Also, I'm looking behind you. You've got one of those cute little Bobby plushies, Ryan.
I do.
Very cool. Handcrafted by none other than the Lindsay O'Neill. Guess what? She's making 5 more. And so those will be given away. More news on that to come, though, Ryan. I don't know who's going to give those away. Those might be a little something else. We
also have a bunch of other prizes we haven't talked about here that are being slowly added to a giant list of prizes, which I'm sure we'll have probably a little more finalized part of that list probably next week when we do the show, because
keep watching honestly, Ryan, I don't know if it's ever finalized until the thing is done. I honestly don't know if I'll ever say that the prize pool is finalized. So go to the page, check it out. They're like, just keep hitting refresh, keep hitting F5 on that sucker.
F5 on the page. Also, just throwing it out there, if y'all want to be part of Extra Life this year, if you can, make the trip to Rome, New York, maybe you're just finding out about this today. If you go to phoenixoverdrive.com, I know Lee's got all the details there for the event, as well as the event registration, which is important. You got to go register for the event if you want to be there in person, which is going to be awesome because, Seth, Amanda, Sean, you'll all be there. As well as
3
a whole bunch
times
of
more carpool there this year, Ryan. And last year we raised over $9,000. I think our original goal was like 5, and we just like totally blew past it. I know we can do that again. It's going to be an amazing event. We've got great prizes. We're going to have an amazing time. We just keep learning. And I think too, this is putting the curtain a little behind the scenes. Today's subathon definitely gave us a good little, almost like a practice run for Extra Life. Nice 12-hour stream, all of us playing games together, putting things out for people to get excited about. Did a bunch of giveaways, so little mini Extra Life for us. Next time is for the kids. This time it was for really celebrating the community. We got to give away 3 games today, Ryan.
It's true.
Pretty
3
awesome.
good games too.
Very good.
It wasn't
games.
just ID and Xbox smaller titles.
Those are
big boy titles. I mean, there's also really good ID and Xbox games too, but
we got more of those to give away. It's all good.
Well, I mean, they never end, Sean. But anyways, Sean, we should probably grab our 8 tracks, pop them in. It's time for the playlist. Sean, did you really play anything this week besides Nintendo and PlayStation games?
Well, PC games, I finished Miles Morales, Ryan, on the PC. Now, I was planning on doing a bit of a review there. I feel like it might be just a little too late. Last night was the day I had it scheduled to sit down and do the review. Definitely needed to sit down with you and Seth and get the subathon ready instead. So a couple quick thoughts on this game, Ryan.
Of course.
Gameplay, excellent. As good as it gets. Combat is really good. Feels amazing to play. Looks great on PC. Definitely didn't have any issues as far as frame rates or anything like that. Just really, really good. Played with an Xbox controller, which my screenshots really mess up with people seeing a Spider-Man game with A buttons and B button prompts and things like that.
Yeah.
Ryan, I feel like the story in this game isn't very good. Though
you didn't like it?
I don't think it's that great. I like the villain most, specifically everybody around, every character surrounding Miles, excellent. This Haley character that they kind of introduced, very, very good. Genki, very memorable, very, very cool. Shout out to Miles's mom. Very, very good. Uncle Aaron, classic. I was
gonna say Uncle Aaron was a standout character for me. I really
very
liked
good
him in that.
It's really the primary conflict, with the Tinkerer. Then I'm like, oh man, not the best.
So yeah, that I totally get, but I feel like the whole experience of the story, even leading up to the final confrontation, I think is still pretty good, but it's still probably not as good as if I compare it to Spider-Man 2017 or 2019. I think that's still better.
And for me, I might be getting like kind of in the weeds here about it, but it's like
Sure.
there's a couple moments where the Tinkerer gets really stubborn about stuff. Like, I'm not listening to you, I'm not trusting you. It's like, okay, there is some white lies being told, and you're gonna hold this like extreme. I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna turn villain because of like a couple white lies. I don't know. I didn't buy it. I didn't love it, and they kind of lost me. The very end, I'm like, damn it, I was just thinking about how I wasn't loving this story, and it still got me. This this whole franchise, this whole Spider-Man world, the sacrifice is what gets me. And it occurred to me just last night or the other night as I was finishing this. It gets me every time. Every Spider-Man movie, every time it's like sacrificing your life, like as far as like your livelihood or the things you care about, and for the greater good, for the city, for whatever. And it's like that continues to pop up. It's a common theme in Spider-Man, the sacrifice, the selflessness. And that gets me. So I ultimately really enjoyed my time with Miles Morales. It was perfect timing. I think I landed at 84% complete time.
Nice.
So pretty good. Oh, that reminds me, because probably could have had a higher percentage, but the Uncle Aaron side missions where you got to go like listen to the city and make beats out of that stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the worst side mission content I think I've ever seen, dude. That was awful.
You're not wrong about that.
You're just like pointing around, going like, is it the boat making that sound? Is it the drip on the street over here? Like, brutal.
Yeah. But you had to make those fat beats, Sean.
The fat beats. Yeah, maybe I just don't get it. But it's done.
Still a great game though.
Very, very good. Yes, very, very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the gameplay. Like, I just love it. I mean, I'm not saying anything new. You're swinging around the city. You're kicking bad guys in the face. You're getting your power-ups and everything. The skill tree is okay. You know, like, and I feel like I'm coming at this fairly objectively, at least. Like, I'm kind of like breaking it down a little bit. And some of the parts aren't the best. It's definitely greater than the sum of its parts.
Right.
Maybe because it's Spider-Man. It's very good looking, very easy to dive into. But there's definitely some weak links in there that I don't know. I don't know if it's great. It's like good, you know, somewhere between good and great.
Yeah, because even though I still liked it, I didn't like it nearly as much as Spider-Man, like the base game. Like I thought it was
so weird,
good,
yeah,
but not like, you know, over the moon amazing.
But Miles is great. This character, the voice actor was great. Even
just playing as Miles
and
was good
all
too.
the culture that comes with it, amazing. And I think that's what a lot of people kind of get taken away by, and myself included. That's the thing. And then you go back to Spider-Man 2, and it's like, oh yeah, Peter Parker's, you know, kind of a plain dude. You know, it's like, give me Miles back.
He's a married man. He's got a house and he's got bills now, Sean. Bills.
Is he married? Did they get married, or are they?
I don't actually know.
I think he's asking her to move in.
I haven't played it yet. I don't know.
Seth and I were playing, and I know I'm going on here. This is the last thing I'll say about it. There's a scene. This is not a spoiler. There's a scene in Spider-Man 2 very early in. You're in the new house, and MJ's helping you unpack, and you can pick up like a mortgage bill off the table. And we stared at that sucker for 9 minutes, kind of figuring out what's these mortgage payments are like $5,000 a month, and he's got like a 7% interest rate, dude. He's gonna pay $1.3 million for this $500,000 home.
Right.
What the heck?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it seems like a fair deal at the time, anyways, to that. But
that's my coverage of the game. We'll let the other guys on the PlayStation Drive cover it more deeply.
Of course.
Who's going to talk about his mortgage payments but me?
Of course. And likewise, you know, I would be remiss if we didn't at least mention Mario Wonder. We both played it today, but obviously hear more about that on Nintendo Drive this week. But I mean, suffice to say, we both enjoyed it.
Very good. Yep.
Yes.
I'll probably play after this, honestly.
That's all I've been thinking about all day today.
Nice, dude.
Game. So
love it.
Yes, I need to play it. But
not a game. I got the Starfield wrap that Donnie talked me into buying.
Okay, nice. Put it on your console
with your hand. What
I was spelling out hashtag not a game.
Oh, okay. Of course, obviously. Yeah, that wrap is very nice, dude. And it's very easy to install. It looks great. Very good quality to hold. And that's all I wanted to tell you. I just wish it came out when Starfield came out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird that it came out like a month later.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it arrived.
At least you're able to buy that thing, unlike, you know, the Spider-Man plates for the PS5, which have been sold out ever since they went up and they've never come back. So
no, too bad. That's comic book life, man. You got to be there day one.
Absolutely. Well, as for me, Sean, I didn't want to start anything too crazy because, again, we had stuff coming up, but there was one game I had to revisit this week because a big game is coming out next week. I wanted to, of course, play the sequel. I went back to Alan Wake this week, Sean. I played
good for you.
Alan Wake Remastered because I didn't play the remastered version because I've only ever played, the original OG 360 version before. And in fact, it's my first time replaying that game in full in like 7 years. But I really enjoyed going back to it. It was, more fun, actually, more than I remember having with it. Because I remember thinking like it was okay, like it wasn't that great, but like, I guess like since I wasn't over the moon with Control, like going back to Alan Wake, I think I actually appreciated it more. Like I actually, and also because I really like Quantum Break, and even though they have different mechanics between all those 3 games, they have like a similar feel as far as where you're moving the character or the way the gunplay kind of works. So I really enjoyed Alan Wake, going back to it, and I'm like so glad I went back to it before the sequel came out. Yes, I know in theory I could have played Fortnite. I went to the lighthouse that they put in there and just watched the cinematic in Fortnite that explains the story of Alan Wake to you. But instead I was like, no, I'm just gonna play Alan Wake Remastered. And I know that the reviews weren't great for this port when it came out, but they've had a lot of fixes with it since, and it ran great for me. So
nice.
I really enjoyed going back to Alan Wake Remastered. So definitely excited for Alan Wake 2 this week. I'm very excited for when it comes out on Friday, I think.
You're swaying me a little bit here, man. I've been pretty stubborn in my like disdain for Alan Wake because I don't remember enjoying it, but that was a long time ago. And I will say, I think my tastes for video games have changed quite a lot since when did that came out? Like 2008?
2013. It was.
Oh, was it real? Oh, that's late.
It was.
Alan Wake was 2013.
Maybe it wasn't. No, maybe it was 2011. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I'm gonna fact check it.
I'm gonna fact check. Is that like that's like the year of the Xbox One is 2013, wasn't it?
2010 actually. So there you go. We were all wrong.
Pretty late. That's way later than I would have thought.
Yeah,
obviously.
I knew it wasn't 2008. I knew it was later than that, but because I remember it came out in a year where there just wasn't a lot of stuff.
Well, yeah, like I played all sorts of games since then. Like, that was before the walking sim was a thing.
That's true.
Right. That's and I've come to enjoy a lot of those games as well. So
yeah. And I would still say, like, looking back on Remedy's games, Sean, I would still put the hierarchy as at the bottom. I probably have something like Control, then Max Payne, then Alan Wake, then Quantum Break.
Ooh,
like that's kind of my tier list. Because I still like Quantum Break more, I think, than Alan Wake, but I did really enjoy going back to Alan Wake a lot.
Well, the next one's going to be super spooky, man. It's coming out very, very soon. So
and you know me, I love horror games, and it's perfect timing because Halloween's right around the corner. In fact, I got that and Metal Gear this week, Sean, because Metal Gear's collection is on Tuesday as well. So
second floor basement.
Yes, Nano Machines.
Nice.
Very excited for Nano Machines. So there you go.
I haven't seen like any coverage of that at all.
Well, the embargo is probably going to be on Monday because it's Konami.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That's probably why.
Konami just does that. I imagine it'll be the day before because they do that with every game.
That's fair.
But even if they don't review well, I don't care. I get to play Metal Gear Solid 1 on a modern console, and that's all that matters to me.
Totally fair. Nice, man. Yeah. I'm excited. I have one thing I just want to toss in there. I think it was Saturday. Old friend and probably one of the first people to support us over on Patreon, Joel Brooks, was in town visiting with our mutual friend Tony Baker. I got to hang out with Joel Brooks and Tony Baker last weekend in person in a hotel room.
Oh my god!
And dude, we played Shredder's Revenge. It was awesome. We had couch co-op playing Shredder's Revenge. They were excited to invite me over so that we could play couch co-op Diablo 4, Ryan, all three of us playing couch co-op on Diablo 4.
Yeah, that's totally a thing that exists, right, Sean?
Totally a thing. That, man, I felt so bad. they were downloading this like 12 gigabyte patch. You're like, all right, we're ready to go. And I log in and fire up. My character was pleased to see there's cross save. I played with my PC character. It showed up on the Xbox. And Joel's like, all right, what button do I push to join? I'm like, I pushed the start button. And nothing was happening.
Yep.
It's 2-player co-op on Diablo 4 on consoles. What the heck, man?
Yeah, that's
come on,
that's
man.
Blizzard, man.
Phil Spencer, you got to fix this now. Now it's your issue to fix. We got to get 4-player co-op. They had it on Diablo 3. Like we didn't even think to check.
I feel like they have bigger fish to fry with that game. Just getting people to play it at all at this point is a struggle. So
well, they're actively keeping 3 people from getting together. We tossed
That's
aside
true.
Diablo. We tried to play Diablo 4. We played Shredder's Revenge instead. So
Shredder's Revenge is still a good game, anyways.
Very
so,
good. Mhm.
Yes. All right, Sean, we should slide into cruise control because let's talk about this topic of the week. So a couple weeks ago, Sean, we did a list of like, what's the Xbox roadmap look like for the rest of the year? And what are we going to play for the rest of the year? But, you had brought up the suggestion after we did that. It's like, well, what are the games we're leaving behind? But like, what are the games that are we're sacrificing that aren't making this list? As we drive by in the car and they're sadly just looking at us from over there, like wondering why they can't ride along with us. We're going to have some explaining to do. So we're going to talk about the games that we left behind in 2023, or at least the ones we anticipate we will. Because like, we can't obviously get to every game. There's too many games that are coming out. And this doesn't mean, if a game, we talk about it tonight, doesn't mean we won't get to it at all, but like it's less likely we're going to get to them at this point.
I know you're bringing the realism here. You're really bringing like the pragmatic approach here. And I live in dreamland most of the time. Like there's still a chance. I just bought Fire Emblem Engage and Live Alive from Bayonetta 3 for some stupid reason. I picked up Spider-Man and Mario today. Like, oh my gosh, dude. If anybody has any cash they want to give me, I could use some help, man. So stupid. Got my God, Starfield wrap. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through it again. Like I feel like one of the games from my list, maybe I get to before the end. Like I really want to get to it. But the rest of them, I don't know if it's gonna happen at this point. So Sean, since I actually prepared a list, I'll start us off with my first game. The game that honestly I actually lament the most but I know in my heart of hearts I'm not going to play this year, unless maybe over Christmas break this might squeeze in. But it's Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Like, this is a game that came out back in April. I held off playing it back in April because there was all kinds of performance problems. They fixed the performance problems, and I grabbed the game while it was on sale because it was like half off at one point. And I was like, okay, now's the time to actually play it now that everything's fixed. And then Starfield came out. And then other games in September came out because this all happened in September, Sean, last month. And now it's basically permanently on the shelf. And I don't know when I'm ever going to play Jedi Survivor at this point, Sean. And I know Court loved it, but like, I don't know if I'm going to get to play this game this year.
I'm kind of with you, man. For me, it's going to take, and I don't know what it is about this game. This might actually be, I might be grasping at straws here, but what I think of when I consider this game is maybe there's too much Star Wars stuff. Right. And because when you said you picked it up at half price, I'm like, that's not enough. And I don't know why that is. Like, there's nothing about this game that seems low quality to me. I love the first game. Like I have every reason to be jumping at this thing. And I don't know what it is where I'm like, I don't want to pay $40 for it. That's so, and I want to make sure I'm trying to like convey my confusion about this. Cause I'm not trying to say this game is not worth it. I'm very confused by my own sentiment here. Right. I think the game looks great. This did kick off, I would say, like kind of my year's motto of like, don't play games on day one because of the performance stuff. Now, of course, I just played 2 games on the same day one. So we'll see how that actually worked out for me. Right. But like, I guess maybe this is the other side of it. Now that enough time has passed and so many other games have come out that I can't prioritize it in that way. That's probably the most succinct way that I can kind of wrap that up.
Yeah, that's honestly the way I kind of feel about it too, where it's like, it came like there will be an opening for it for me eventually. I just don't know when that's going to be. And it might not be until next year, like maybe early January or, March or April, because February is filling up real quick with RPGs, Sean, and it's going to be a lot. So I don't know how I'm going to have time for Grand Blue and Persona 3 and all these other games coming out in February. But
Donnie Reese in the chat says it's fixed now. If that helps, it does, and it's more than just like the quality of the game as far as like the price point goes for me. It really is just a matter of like how does it climb to the top with all these other games to be played, and this is why people get excited to play games on day one, Ryan, because it's like if you don't, then you'll miss it. Like you're going to be on to the next thing, and this is kind of what we're exploring here today.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sean, what's a game for you that you missed this year that you
probably gone? Well, Jedi Survivor, I think, is one that still in my mind lives in dreamland, potentially could get back to. One that I think I'm pretty pretty certain I'm not going to get to, Ryan, is Hi-Fi Rush.
Guess what, Sean? That was the next one on my list.
Yeah.
Like
I
never played
a few
it either.
hours of it, like like just kind of getting into it, but I think it's a very good game. Like, and a lot of people loved it, but I think it's in the back bin, man.
Yeah. It had the mistake of coming out when but for me anyways, when there were a bunch of RPGs that came out and Metroid Prime Remastered came out, I was just like, okay, Hi-Fi Rush is the game that is just off to the side, unfortunately, for me.
Yep.
And
I don't know if there's much else to say about it. It's just like, it's cool that they made a game like that. It seems like Tango is trying to actively get out of making spooky games, but it's like, you don't have to. You can make scary games. Like, go back.
Yeah. Although I love a good rhythm game, and this is the type of game that should be like a Ryan Turford ass game, but it's just like, I don't know when I ever get inspired or excited to play this one. Kind of similar to what you talked about with Jedi Survivor. It's like, when am I going to be in the mood to be like, you know what? I should just boot up Hi-Fi Rush and play it.
Right.
Like, I don't know when that's going to happen for me at this point. But yeah, which is too bad because, I like that game. Or I should say I like the look of that game. So, well, next up for me, Sean, is a recent game that Seth Sturgill and Garrett Bland did an episode of the RPG Cave on, but I was absent on that episode because I haven't played this game at all.
Yeah.
It's Sea of Stars, a game that came out in late August. Again, around the time that all the other games were coming out, because I knew Starfield was coming out like that week, and I didn't want to start a 30 to 40 hour RPG thinking I was going to devote all this time to Starfield, when in actuality, that might have been the smarter plan, because I dropped Starfield pretty quickly at that point. Like, maybe I should have just played Sea of Stars, because that would have been the time to play it, because I think the window is closing very fast for Sea of Stars.
See, that's what I hate about this conversation. It's like, it's so final. It's like, that's it. Moving on. We're done. There's no chance for this game that actually looks pretty cool. And I, at one point in time, wanted to play it. So, and again, that game exists in Dreamland for me. Like, I'll kind of like, we'll likely be able to speak to a lot of the same games that we didn't get around to this year. And that's one that still kind of has my attention. So pretty tricky, man. Yarden is scolding us in the chat.
I will also make a note that Sea of Stars, out of all the games I'm going to mention here, is at like the top of the list for me to play. I just don't know when I actually go to this list. And
you need a tournament bracket to launch it right up there, Ryan.
Please, if I end up with it doing another tournament bracket, Sean, I'm going to end up with something like Charlie's Angels on the GameCube or Alias on the PlayStation 2 or something like that.
Actually, that would be okay. I'd be all right with that, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, Sean, you got another game for me?
Wo Long came out this year.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. That was that one really had my attention, and it did seem like it kind of had a home on Xbox.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get a whole lot of love and attention. So, but I don't feel as bad about this one. This one is kind of like Hi-Fi Rush. It's not quite like Jedi. It's not like Sea of Stars, where I'm like, tricky. Wo Long, I think, would have frustrated me, honestly.
It really would have, because I didn't even finish that game because it was that hard, Sean.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, though. I really liked Wo Long from what I played.
Yeah, it looked cool.
But never finished it. Because, again, like, it came out 2 weeks before Resident Evil came out. And, I just didn't have time to finish it before Resident Evil. And that was kind of...
On that note, dude, I got to play Resident Evil and Dead Space, both from the library. And so I'm very satisfied for those games having come back and like good remakes this year. So I know I didn't get to a lot of games, but those are ones that pop up for me. It's like, thank goodness.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I got 3 more quick fire ones. I'm going to just go through pretty quickly, Sean.
Okay.
One that I know Donnie will actually be very disappointed that I mentioned. I didn't get a chance to play this one. Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. This is the 4th Fatal Frame game that didn't come out in North America originally, but then, finally got released this year. Again, this is another product of bad timing because it came out when I was playing Wo Long and also right before Resident Evil 4, which just meant it was not going to get played at that point. It was going to get pushed to the side at that point. So I'm sad I haven't gotten to that one, but that's still on the list. It's in fact, it's going to live on every tournament bracket I do until it gets picked at this point. Hogwarts Legacy.
Same.
I was like, that was a game that I was not interested in because I don't like Harry Potter. But then the second I saw gameplay of Hogwarts Legacy and people like live streams of people playing, I was like, that seems like a game that looks totally fun. I can't wait to play it. But just nope, never got around to it.
I actually had it in my hands. I had it like on hold from the library, could have played it and just I don't remember exactly what it was. It might have been Resident Evil at the time. I think I got them at the same time. But yeah, that would have been a good one to pick up. Can I I know you're going quick fires here, but I want to give a quick shout out, Ryan, to Redfall.
That's a good one.
Earlier in the year, obviously not a great start, and now that it's worthwhile playing, bad timing, which is super unfortunate. But the way you guys talk about it, you and Donnie, it's like kind of interesting, man. So probably not going to happen.
Yeah, and my last one, Sean, Starfield. I don't know when I'm ever going back to Starfield at this point. I don't know if I pick that game up, even when they add the maps. I'm like, it'll depend if I'm in the mood for Starfield when they add the map update for it or not.
No, I think when the map comes back and the DLSS because I want to play it on PC big time.
Right. Yeah.
I think I'm going to be hooked back big time in that game. Like I just want to it still has that pull for me. Like it's very gravitational. I just want to live there. I want to go explore, do the things. So it does feel like it's still waiting for me. That might be dreaming, but that's okay.
Yeah. I feel like I'll probably play it, go revisit at some point. I just don't know when. But any other games for you that we didn't mention, Sean?
Street Fighter 6 and maybe Mortal Kombat kind of come to mind for me. I think it's one of those, they probably have to be at Extra Life. Somebody else has to bring them and put them in my hands to play. But those are games that even as they were happening, I don't think I had much of a shot in trying them out and playing them. But I want to give them a shout out, dude. Like we grew up with Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, and both those games look great. And I know you had a ton of fun playing both of them, and that's a regret for me.
Yeah. I really enjoyed both those games. So like if you, like were like honestly, Sean, like those are two of the best fighting games we've had in the last 5 years.
See, like that sounds pretty good.
Having like that's why it's a shame you didn't get to play them. But I also know you're not like Mr. Fighting Game or anything either. So like I totally get it.
No, definitely not Mr. Fighting Game. Mr. Capri. Yeah.
Mr. Capri.
I missed Exoprimal. Probably never gonna get to it. That was a Game Pass kind of a big deal. It seems like Game Pass had a bunch of games just come out too that I'm kind of scrolling through a bit of a list.
Like Warhammer?
Warhammer Darktide is installed. Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, now I got Spider-Man and Mario on the go. Yeah. So who knows what I'm going to like. The thing is, we have this show still to do. I probably should be talking about Xbox games. Like the closest thing lately is Miles Morales, which is on PC.
Please, I'm going to already fill that quota this week with Metal Gear and Alan Wake. That's all I need to worry about.
I just saw Baldur's Gate in this list of releases this year. Like, what the heck? Oh, man. Everspace 2 is very cool. Came out on Xbox this year. I've had it on PC for a while. Yeah. Very good game.
I have, I'm waiting for Baldur's Gate. I still mentioned before, it's on my list to play, but when the Xbox version comes, because that's what I'm waiting for. I'm not buying it on PlayStation or PC just to play it right away.
Yeah, Yarden in the chat is reminding me of Phantom Liberty, which I probably would have missed because I'm not thinking about Phantom Liberty. I'm thinking about just base Cyberpunk 2.0 or whatever we're calling it. Like, I want to play that big time, but I'm not ready to call it quits on that one. That one is very, very high on what could be played later this year. So we'll see. I have to look at a calendar, right? I literally have to, like, that's where I'm at. I literally have to go, like, when could I be playing these games?
Yeah. For sure, man. Well, those are the games we have left behind this year. I'm sad. But one of the nice things, Sean, is when we go on our Game of the Year discussions later this year at Carpool, I know like a lot of these games other people on staff played. Yep. So I know we'll get to have some good conversations with them. They'll have some representation in our Game of the Year talk, despite the fact that you and I didn't get to them, which is one of the things I love about our team, because we play lots of different games. So
I still have a list of like ones I'm really not sure of, man. Like those are definitely the ones that are like very, very likely gone. I still want to play Liza P though, Ryan.
I'm good.
I really do. Like when I don't know when that's gonna happen, but
I played the demo and I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
You're good. I think it looks pretty cool, man.
I'd rather play RoboCop Rogue City and just commit all my time to that instead, Sean.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm not like, I know that we agreed to this topic. I'm like, I'm not ready to cast any of these aside yet. Cocoon is in there, dude. You didn't even get to Cocoon. You're not tempted by Cocoon?
I didn't really like Inside or Limbo.
Oh,
so I'm not super excited about Cocoon.
Oh, Assassin's Creed is still out. I still got to get to Assassin's Creed. There's too many games.
I already talked about Assassin's Creed last week. So, I mean, if you folks want to know what my thoughts are about that, go listen to last week's episode.
All right. I'm good with the topic. You're well, we can move on.
we're swerving into the carpool, Sean. We had some breaking news. I'll mention real quick. Of course, we got Fallout Magic the Gathering decks, Sean, which look awesome. I'm going to probably buy all 4 of these because they look great. And I like Magic the Gathering and Fallout. So yes, please. In fact, Pete Hines was on the Magic the Gathering stream talking about like the lore of all of the cards, and it was like super cool.
Well, now he has all the time in the world to play with those cards, Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. And the other quick news story we had was, of course, Phil Spencer was on the Xbox podcast this week talking about Activision Blizzard stuff, mentioning, of course, we're not going to get Game Pass games from Activision until next year because of the timing with the deal. Apparently, it was so last minute, they didn't even have time to look at games to add to Game Pass, so they didn't add any.
Yeah, they weren't sure. Like it seemed like it could go either way until it was done.
Yeah, like he's really like, yeah, we didn't really know it was going through until like the night before. So, and then of course he talked about the idea too of reviving old Activision IP. And he's like, yeah, we're totally open. If a team wants to do it and they're passionate about it, like we're good. They can go, like if an Activision team wants to work on a Microsoft IP, we're cool with it, and vice versa. Which I like.
I mean, didn't they double in size? I don't know if they were referring to the number of teams or the number of people that they're employing from Xbox Game Studios, but I'm pretty sure that's what he had mentioned. It's like, yeah, just reallocate a bunch of those resources and give us all the Guitar Heroes, give us all the Crash Bandicoots and the Spyros and the StarCrafts.
It's just like, go work on whatever you want to work on. Like if a team that's it's stuck making Call of Duty maps wants to do something else, like it sounds like he's like, yes, go make what you want to make, please.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I don't know if you saw I think you watched actually maybe even more than I did.
Right? Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, it was really good actually. And it was funny because he kind of, he's a very playful person, I think, with his own team also. So it's interesting to watch. And every now and then he kind of dropped like, oh, I'd really like Hexen. I'd really like this game and that game. Like he definitely has his personal taste.
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting place for him to be and watch him kind of work, where obviously he probably has the capabilities, the authorities to say, you're going to work on this and you are going to work on this and you're going to work on this. And there's a sort of childish kind of sensibility to him where he wants to do that. Like any of us would want to do that. But the CEO of gaming for Microsoft like knows better than to do that. So it seems like he's kind of like at odds with himself a little bit. Like, I know I want Hexen, but yeah, probably.
That's why he was like very clear about being like, you know what, I'm saying this, but don't like, this is just what I want. Not what the teams want. So
it's fun it's a fun place to be. Like he kind of got to live almost as like a podcaster, like in that moment, like any of us doing our thing of like, they should bring back this game or this franchise. So it was fun to watch him in that space. And people should definitely check that out. It was an interesting segment, interesting kind of thing. There's definitely a blend of those very human moments where he wants this game to come back versus, Phil, tell me about like what this means for Xbox and the future of games. And it's like,
it was very casual.
Well, some of it was very casual. Some of it's we have corporate messaging to deploy. So here you go. So just be forewarned about that kind of stuff, I would say.
For sure.
And like, of course they do that. Like that makes sense. Go listen to the Nintendo Powercast, like the Nintendo podcast from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that on purpose.
Or the Sony blog podcast. I don't even know if they still do that one anymore.
Yeah. All right, Sean, let's let people in the car with us. We got Kevin Ainsworth, the Muffin Mon, who asks, with Mario Wonder and Spider-Man 2 out, what is the next game that you'll be spending quality time with your Xbox on? And I mean, I think I already answered that because it's Metal Gear and it's Alan Wake 2. I'm playing both those on Xbox. So those would be the games I'm going to be spending quality time with my Xbox with. But what about you, Sean?
Well, one game I didn't say that I was playing, but I will kind of sprinkle in here. I just don't know if it's worth kind of talking about at the top of the show. Is Forza will still get played by me. We did a stream last week. I think I talked about it on the show. Played it a couple times. This week I was listening to Donnie on PSVG after he had played it. I'm like, I couldn't help. He's like, it's a great podcasting game. I'm like, here I am sitting listening to this podcast. I should probably play this game. Yeah. So, but I don't know that I'm going to be as like all in as I was at the beginning of the month for the review. Like I'm easily 30-40 hours into that game. Like that's good. Court Lalonde actually just provided me a code to NHL 24, so might be checking that thing out. I've got Assassin's Creed on the radar, so maybe that Ubisoft Plus thing. So I don't know, but I think it's Mario and Spider-Man. Really, I'm gonna kind of clean up Spider-Man. I just spent a bunch of money on these games. I should probably play them.
Yeah, whereas I already committed to waiting on Spider-Man, and then Mario, I think I'm going to finish this weekend. So
I
by
don't
the
want to
time
rush
Monday or
Mario
Tuesday,
though. I don't like. I
I
want to
don't.
relish
I
it.
don't feel like spending a weekend for me is rushing it though. Like
Yeah.
I'm at this point. I'm collecting literally everything. I'm 100%ing it and then also finishing it. I think this weekend.
We got
Like
Sonic like right away here, don't you?
I do also have Sonic, so I will be playing it. We'll see about
Yeah.
that one. But next up, we got Jarden, who asks, Spider Wonder Day has been awesome. Imagine if Xbox would have gotten in on the action too. Do you think we'll ever see the day where the big three release flagship titles all on the same day?
Can you imagine?
No, I don't think. I don't think we'll ever see this because honestly, they shouldn't have done it like this. If I'm being honest, like
Who?
Sony and
Nintendo shouldn't have done it like this? You don't think so?
No, I think they should have separated it a little bit.
I bet they both did great.
Oh, they probably both did great, but they could have done even better, Sean.
You think
Even
so?
better.
I don't like. I feel like we we were working hard to get copies of some of these games to people, and the physical version very difficult to find and difficult to ship out to people. So congratulations to MoSpankins. We actually got a physical copy of Mario Wonder into his hands, so that's cool. But elsewhere in the world and other games, pretty tricky stuff. So I think they did okay. I think Spider-Man's going to be a massive hit. I think both of these games, this is like that perfect timing. They're going to sell so well throughout the holidays, so that's good. But this is the only way that it could happen. It had to be Mario, which is so not a Spider-Man game, so not a Sony game.
Right.
I don't think you can throw Microsoft into the mix as far as like a flagship goes until they have something that's kind of on the other end of the spectrum, like to round out the triangle.
Because like they wouldn't want to launch Starfield the same day as all this other stuff.
I don't think so. I don't think. I mean, they obviously were trying to avoid it as well when they did release it. I think Forza released exactly when it needed to. Forza might have been the only thing in the Xbox lineup that could have launched today on the 20th, and it maybe be okay, like not really be destroyed.
Yeah, because it's so different because it's
so different. Yeah, exactly. That's the triangle that I'm talking about. That's
like if it's something like that, sure, I can imagine that. But no, like you'll never see like a Halo. Or
Horizon, like Forza Horizon, maybe could have done maybe that would have been pretty good.
Or even something like Flight Simulator, like Flight Simulator 2 or something.
Yeah, I don't hold that in the same. I think Horizon 5 and Spider-Man, like nothing really touches Mario, but like Horizon 5 is actually up there, I think, in my mind on the pedigree side. It's there with Spider-Man. So
all right. Last question comes from Donnie Reese, who asks, give me one big wish for a Game Pass this Christmas. Ooh. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Baldur's Gate, Assassin's Creed Mirage. If you ran Xbox, see what he did there, Sean? Nice. What game would you put under the Game Pass tree this December? For me, it's that, Xbox acquired the rights to Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it's on Xbox.
Oh, snap. Wow, you're going a couple steps. Okay.
Look, but if I was to pick a game that's actually factually on Xbox, I would actually go with the old Sean Capri adage.
Dude, don't take my answer.
I didn't know it was going to be your answer.
It's Cyberpunk is my answer.
Yeah, I was going to say it's Cyberpunk. Beyond Cyberpunk, maybe what if Alan Wake 2 came to Game Pass this Christmas?
That's a great pick. That's a great. Yeah, we'll co-sign. Yeah.
Wax poetic about Cyberpunk for a second, Sean. Why should Cyberpunk come to Game Pass?
Cyberpunk, it seems to have a home. Did you see they had like Xbox bought ad space on the Las Vegas Sphere, and they had like the Xbox symbol opening up, and Keanu Reeves is on the damn Sphere. So Cyberpunk and Xbox still intertwined, actually. So I think that would be really, really cool. I actually have Cyberpunk on Xbox, so it wouldn't actually be helpful for me. That's why I kind of jumped at Alan Wake. But yeah, like that's a big game, and obviously it didn't happen day one. I did lose $50 on that bet to bad bet, but I think that would be great for it to come out now. Very cool.
The other one I'd throw in there real quick, Street Fighter 6. I think that would be an interesting one on Game Pass too.
Mortal Kombat then. Give me Mortal Kombat.
Give me Mortal Kombat. All right.
This is we can just go on and list great games. So
probably.
It's a good question though. I like
hashtag build the list. Good answer. Good answer, as John
Good answer
says. All right. Well, that's going to do it for tonight's episode of the old Xbox Drive. But before we go, Sean, plugs go.
Well, Ryan, we're streaming over on twitch.tv/carpoolgaming live often. my friend. So it'd be great for everybody to join us over there. You can join in on Discord. Extra Life is happening. I'll be live in Rome, New York. So join us there, or all weekend. November 4th is game day. We're going to be playing games for 24 hours straight, and I can't believe it. I want to know what you guys want to see us play. I want to know what you want to play. So jump into the Discord. We've got an Extra Life channel there, so we're talking all about that. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter or X at Sean Capri. It's Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. And that's
very nice, my friend. As for me, you can find me over on the old X at Ryan Turford. You also find us on X at Carpool Gaming, right here, youtube.com/Carpool Gaming, and of course, podcast services around the globe. So for Sean Capri, I'm Ryan Turford. This has been episode 313 of the Xbox Drive. Yes, folks, that's a palindrome episode, and we're out.
I can't believe Extra Life is next weekend, but it's actually not next weekend. It's like kind of the weekend after that, but it's really not then. It's kind of the day after that. But it's really after Halloween. So we got Halloween, a couple more games to play. We're going to see you guys all in Rome, New York, and I love you all. Okay, goodbye.
Hey, Donnie and Sean, Ryan.
No